I've heard of digging a well. How do you do that?
To find out, we visited a location in Pennsylvania where a well was being drilled.
We're going to drill a hole today, and it starts with a 8-inch bit, and then down in the bedrock we set our casing, then we go down through that with a 6-inch bit and continue the borehole down through the rock until we get down to the aquifer and find water. It usually takes me about a day to drill a well, depending on the geology. It can be up to a few days depending on how much casing needs to be set and how tough the geologic formation is. I drilled my 8-inch hole to 140 foot. It was pretty unconsolidated stone, river gravel, sand, clay. We drilled down to 140 foot with the 8-inch. We just got our casing set in. Now we're going to go down through the casing and continue the borehole, then continue on, and next thing ought to be water.
Why is water important?
Water is important because water is life. We need water to sustain our bodies and to nourish ourselves, and plants need water to grow. All animals need water the same as we humans need water. That's why we need water.
How would they know where to place the well to dig for the water?
There are experts that know the geology about what kind of layers there are that need to be gone through to be able to get to the water. And then there's one more thing, making sure that the well is drilled in an area where it's going to be protected from anything that happens on the surface.
Having a new well, how will it change the life of your community?
Well, many villages in third world countries do not have clean water because it's not available. Usually it's the women who are required to go get the water, bring it back to the villages, and if they can find a spring, that's a good source. Sometimes they have to use surface water, which would be a stream or a pool someplace, and in a few cases they may be able to find a well that's been drilled or dug. And the water from a well, which is accessing water from the groundwater table, is almost always far better quality water than surface water, a stream or even a spring. They should be looking for groundwater if they're interested in the health of their families.
If you have to dig, how do you know how deep to dig?
Well, that depends. If the water is near the surface, what we call a higher water table, you may only have to dig or drill down 30 or 40 feet. But depending upon how much rock there is between the surface down to where the water is, you may have to go several hundred feet or more to be able to find water. And it's not just finding the water, you have to find water that's drinkable, that has the good characteristics that you're looking for.
Is having a well going to change lives?
Finding reliable sources of water in a countryside, especially in Africa. The women were responsible for going to get the water. They would collect that water into containers, and then they would carry that water back to their village. And I knew of a case in Ethiopia where women walked 13 miles one way to get what we would consider to be 10 gallons of water. It is a major part of your life when you have to go miles to get water. That's why we attempt to help people find reliable clean water sources closer to their villages.
When they get that water, what will they do to clean it?
Usually its appearance tells us after the well has been flowing for a while and the water's been flowing from it. If it's nice and clear, then we know that it's not going to require as much treatment, but we still have to make sure it's safe, and that's why many times we use disinfectants that are added to the water just to be safe that there's nothing that's going to get on our bodies and cause us to get sick.
It sounds like it's going to be very expensive. How much will it cost?
The cost of drilling a well can vary quite a bit. In the United States, it can range from $2,000 to $20,000, depending primarily on the depth, location, and the difficulty. A recent estimate from a well drilling company in Malawi is in the range of $4,000 to $5,000. Here's how you can help. Make this a focus of your church's or your organization's mission program and encourage donations by your members and friends for a better world.